Overwatch Pretenders stream. I'm Threepwood, joined by Wondersauce, and we're here to cast something to you a little different tonight. Rather than a standard Overwatch Pretenders game, we have the Ascenders Cup, a small format tournament. And right now, this is the grand finals featuring Team Uwu and Team Diamond Foxes.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting because this is going to be my first ever cast of an NA squad or a pair of NA squads. So let's see what you guys do. Hopefully, you're going to do a little bit better than the US just did in the Overwatch World Cup. But being a Brit, I'm not going to say anything.
It hurts. It hurts so bad. But you're really right. And honestly, after the utter thrashing that USA got handed, honestly, I've started rooting for UK afterwards.
Yeah, it was much appreciated, but it was kind of a weird situation for us because as Brits, we've come to understand that no one really likes us and they want us to lose all sporting events. You know, so it was a very strange situation to be in, to then have people rooting for us against South Korea, which you can understand because they're South Korea and they're dominant, but still.
Yeah, in the world of esports, no, I definitely mean the utmost of no offenses when I say if it has to be the lesser of two evils, we always want the Koreans to lose. Which, of course, didn't happen.
No, it never was going to happen.
And they were pretty stacked,
but close.
It was. Oh, man, I was really, really loving that China game. I am super impressed they made it all the way.
yeah, they really put on a good showing for themselves. It was very not Shanghai Dragons.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, looking at these teams tonight, though, So looking at the lineups, we have Uwu is pretty stacked with players from the Overwatch Pretenders teams. Big Daddy Toop, K-Boogie, Vianin, Ronin, Chesh, Chazzy, they are members of various teams, including Lightbringers and Mercury Cougars, who just had a fantastic match last Thursday night. Diamond Foxes, however, seems to be comprised of a bunch of people I'm not really familiar with, which should prove to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, I've just been having a quick scroll through their career profiles, and it does seem a little bit more tilted towards Uwu so far, because you know they've got some very highly ranked players, and there's a couple of golds I think on the Diamond Fox roster, but in a match like this, rank doesn't matter a huge amount just because it comes down to the coordination. And as long as your DPS can aim, then we're all good.
It's true. And of course, there's that all-important coordination aspect to be concerned with. It's nice to have that high-ranked player in your team, but if the rest of the team can't really coalesce behind them, then the other team just needs to recognize that and focus that player, and then there you go.
Yep, sorry, just caught me drinking a sip of tea, so I was trying to swallow that down without choking. But
how appropriate.
I believe we're going to be going to Oasis first. And this is going to be standard comp rules, isn't it?
Yes. So we will, aside from the order of the maps, we typically follow the Overwatch League competitive standard, which is to say, for league maps, we play 4 maps total, including that all-important map differential, even if the match is decided early. However, this being the grand finals, this game should be resolved as soon as the tournament rules are satisfied.
Okay, so we could see a 3-0 sweep, but we're hoping something a little bit more competitive than that.
I would certainly hope so. I'm definitely one of the individuals who likes to see the maximum amount of Overwatch played possible.
Yeah, and while it is midnight and I should probably get to bed, I am determined to stay up for this because I wanted to see what the United States has to offer.
And boy, are we grateful for that, Wondersauce. With that being said, let's get started. Oasis is our first map. Looks like we're heading to the garden. A map that tends to favor the Pharahs, the Sombras. And these days, however, who the heck knows what comps we're going to see. It's been pretty crazy so far.
Yeah, you do tend to see quite a bit of goats run on this sort of thing, which it appears like Diamond Foxes are getting ready to run, while Uwu is getting set up for a Hanzo with whatever it is they're about to run.
Yes, I'm very curious to see how Chesh is gonna... Oh, and we have the Brigitte, so that... how interesting.
So we've got goats against triple support Hanzo Ryan Zarya.
Sonic goats.
Yeah. Well, let's see how this plays out then, because the benefit of this for Uwu is going to be that they're going to have some long-range damage to deal against Diamond Foxes, which they're just not going to have. But the second that it gets up close and personal, that Hanzo is going to be ripped a new one. And,
yeah, we'll definitely see how that goes along. They're definitely about to engage now. Oh, Tiger and Chess meeting in the front, and wow. And it looks like Uwu rips apart the Diamond Foxes Reinhardt right off the bat. And we're looking at a regular old-fashioned brawl on the point, definitely favoring Uwu as they have eliminated all of the tanks from Diamond Foxes and will definitely secure this point.
Yeah, that's the most important part of any GOATS comp, is you've got to keep your Reinhardt alive, because the second he goes down, you've got nothing to hide behind. And when there's a Hanzo on the other team as well, and you're not playing against normal GOATS, you're definitely going to be in a bad way as soon as that shield's gone.
We're definitely already seeing that already as Vianen picking up the picks, staggering the team, preventing them from getting a full 6-stack, and now he already has dragons, and the ult economy is going to be favoring Uwu as they're also about to rack up an Earth Shatter, and a little close to their rally, but it looks like Diamond Foxes might have a leg up on that one. Looks like they're content to play pick, but then Diamond Foxes comes in right. Ooh, and that's not going to be good.
That's a big slam, but that's a great recovery from Tiger, managing to keep his team in that by keeping the rest of Uwu away from that fight.
The complete lack of follow-up means that Diamond Foxes are going to be able to take this point without a single loss. At a perfect 50%, stopping Uwu from progressing any further and building up their own percentage, that was that was a pretty clean-cut fight from them.
That was as good as it can get on a retake. I think a bit of that came down to Ronin not necessarily doing what he needed to with that shatter, but better than Tiger's shatter just then.
Yeah, it looks like that shatter got interrupted by the Brigitte. Not necessarily wasted, but the threat was there, and Uwu just dealt with it completely. Looks like we have a flip-flop on our hands as Diamond Foxes can't hold the point long enough to catch up.
Yeah, and that fight was completely won by Chazy there, because his anti-nade hit 4 people, killed one of them outright, and had 3 of them purple. And as soon as your tanks are purple, and especially your sports are purple, you can't heal them. Any damage that comes through is going to be permanent. And when you've got a Rein swinging at you, and then you're in a grab, you're going to have a bad day.
Yeah, and we saw that a lot in the Mercury Cougars Lightbringers game where the Anas were just absolutely on point. Another huge shatter comes out, a grab to a counter with a Diva Bomb, not getting anyone thanks to that little lip. And it's an even trade so far with the Reinhardts racking up all the kills on both Lucios and both Brigittas. But now it looks like Tiger about to toss out another shatter gets interrupted, the poor bastard. And K-Boogie is holding the point down, and I think, yeah, Diamond Fox is going to be able to take this without going into overtime. However, if Uwu can pull out a retake, that might be a straight-up win for them.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit tough here for Diamond Foxes to actually hold this, unless their tanks can get back in. Ryan's just about to get here, as Tiger's coming across. He has managed to make it back to the team, but they are also still with a baby Diva. So he is doing what they can to try and get as much charge back towards their mech. But Tiger's got to be careful. He's playing so aggressive. He needs to put a collar on that Tiger.
Yeah, and for a Goats team, it's interesting seeing them not really grouped up together. I can only assume they were anticipating that Goats grab, possibly misjudging the ults. But then, as we notice, Ronin, masterless samurai that he might be, seems to be doing just fine without any direction, racking up a D-Mech and 3 kills, and I think that retake that we were expecting just about happens. Here comes Uwu pulling it up together. If Diamond Foxes doesn't switch back to a stall comp, they're going to have a loss on their hands. And that's it. Round 1 goes to Uwu.
Yeah, Octopi and Tiger got really close there, but I don't think it would have made a huge difference. As you saw that grab just coming out, there was no way they were going to win that fight from there.
Yeah, the ult advantage snowballing in favor of Uwu pretty much sealed the deal at the end there. When you have the point retaken at 94% and your entire team gets killed, that's just real rough.
Yeah, kind of, feels bad, man.
Yeah, definitely heart goes out to the Diamond Foxes. Let's see if they can recap it. It looks like they are now switching over to a pretty almost standard dive, except the addition of a Pharmacy, which is nice for this map. It's a pick that gets out often. Meanwhile, we see almost the exact same thing on the other side. Winston, D.Va, Tracer for that ground attack, but then a Pharmacy and an Ana on the other side. For heals on Diamond Fox, they have that Lucio. Let's see if that'll be enough to keep everyone alive as they go for a really quick engage. Combo breaker, of course, on the Winston, which I suppose is pretty appropriate. Trying to go to town, not really a lot of picks on any side as we're up, and there goes K-Boogie, finding the Lucio, and that's one support down. There goes the DPS. Fight now, definitely leaning towards Uwu, but as Diamond Fox's answers in turn, Tracer, Pharah, and D.Va definitely putting in the work, but point control, the minute I started to say it. And there it goes. Point control definitely in the hands of Uwu as they almost forget to take the point as Mercy rolls around it, actually managing to take out the Pharah. And the point doesn't go to Uwu. The combo breaker Doomfist has managed to jump back on, taking with the Ronin. I actually don't really know how this fight's gonna go anymore.
Yeah, this is fantastic. This is one of the big problems with this first point on Control Center is that, not Control Center, but that the respawns are so close and can be so fast that unless you win a definitive team fight, this can be stalled for a huge amount of time. And with that self-destruct coming out and getting nothing, he's doing some big work here. He's putting down both DPS, almost both DPS. He's about to get J-Seer. Is that going to get him? Oh,
so close.
And K-Boogie's doing a fantastic job of staying alive here. A flying tiger comes through the air and takes Chesh straight out.
Poor guy. And now, honestly, it looks like it's going back towards Diamond Foxes with the Mercy finally able to get a res off, the enemy Mercy getting crushed. We finally have a point after what was a fight that lasted almost a minute and a half, possibly two. And now here comes the stalls from Diamond Foxes, hoping to get just a little bit more of an advantage. Many ults coming in from both sides. This is definitely not a one fight by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, it's just a shame they couldn't finish off Ronin there because they got, who's it? Chesh, not Chesh, Alalaki got very close to taking him out as he's diving onto the high ground there, but just getting booped straight back down by Schultz. I don't think I got that right in the slightest bit, but there we go.
Point made, however, Key driving it home, eliminating the other Pharah in a beautiful dogfight. Cypher pulls off the res though, however, both teams now going to work, picking apart the other team's supports. Once again, the point is in complete disarray. Uwu's managed to capture half of it, and a Dragons goes out. Oh, Tiger almost gets it. Minimal health, and he finally falls to Ronin's Primal Rage. But again, neither team really seems to have maintained dominance. Both have about an even 4v4, with both teams going to be bringing heroes back into it. It's just back and forth, back and forth. Now, how Key's Pharah does manage to take out Uwu's Mercy, and definitely the picks seem to start coming in, and then it's the answer from return. Uwu's Winston pulls off the Mercy. Key on the Pharah really putting in the overtime. Not really sure if the Vishgar Corporation can cover that, but they seem to not care as the kills, again, really stacking up for the red. Diamond Fox is going to take control at this point, keep control rather. That was a bad fight for Uwu. That was a lot of ult spent.
Yeah, and they got absolutely nothing from it. Sheesh has decided that he's fed up with dancing around in the sky with Key, so he's gone across the McCree now, and Vian has he's gone across the Doomfist and got off that Tracer because it's just not been doing anything. Oh, the Hanzo he was on a minute ago. So that's his third character of this round and not managed to achieve anything. Barrage does take chase, but he gets flipped in turn and then taken out. But somehow Tiger finished him off, and they didn't get on the point. They forgot to get on it.
They looked like they were about to set up a really nice push, but Uwu just, whatever they had in that first round, it just was not there for this particular map.
I think a lot of that comes down to Key putting so much pressure on Jay-Z that he wasn't ever comfortable on the Ana. He constantly had to have people going back to try and help him, the Mercy darting back to try and heal him up. And in the meantime, it was leaving Cheesh by himself in the air and getting taken down by Key because he just wasn't winning the Pharah battle.
It's that ultimate question of where do you spend your anti-Pharah resources? Do you send a D.Va up after it? Do you switch off the Tracer to the McCree? It's a rough combo to handle, especially that Pharmacy is just ridiculous, and it looks like Key and Plural realize that. They are sticking with it despite Uwu making a massive play for the point with that Lucio, and Diamond Fox is going to completely ignore them and take that high ground, accentuated again by that Pharmacy, who is going to have a nice angle to pick apart. Chesh on the McCree, however, gets taken out immediately.
Yeah, that's the problem. Since the Pharah changes have come in, she does so much more damage on a direct rocket that Tiger has to be careful there. He's purple and he's low health.
But
There we go.
just like you said, Chasey can't be comfortable on the Ana. Key's aerial dominance is too strong.
Yeah, he took out his main threat in Cheese, and then he just was able to go to town on the rest of the team. The only person that could do anything about him was Chasey, and Chasey was trying to keep his tanks alive.
And
so,
without Chasey to keep the tanks alive, Uwu falls.
Yep.
Now we see Uwu
sorry, go on.
Uwu going for the re-account. Jeez, Key, my god, man, somebody stop him. Oh, he's already built up his barrage. Tiger rips apart the last remaining support with a fire strike. This push is over before it even began. Chasey also falling. It's done. It looks like they're gonna get some staggering kills.
And then they're just firing shots into the spawn, despite the fact it doesn't do any damage.
That's just free ult charge at that point.
It just doesn't do anything. They don't get damaged. They're invincible in this
Shooting
spawn.
that far back? Oh, jeez, no way. Oh, man. Uwu. Uwu, here they come. Not really any hero changes. They have a couple ults built up, but again, Key's dominance in the sky, and there it goes. A barrage rips apart Reinhardt, Ana, McCree, the Lucio, even the Mercy res, so Cypher picking up the Pharah kill doesn't even matter.
That's
It's a
as
purest
clean
kill.
team wipe as you get.
Yeah. And they spent how many ults? One.
Yep, all that they needed to do was bubble that Pharah, and they were golden.
Uwu looking to re-engage, not really making any changes. Shattered
Oh,
catches almost
lovely.
everyone. The counter goes out. And a double Deadeye kill, rare these days, but it certainly helps to have everyone lying on the ground stunned. The kills coming in with grabs countered in both sides, but that's a contest from Cypher on the Lucio. No C9 this time, as this is definitely going to go into overtime, but with every Uwu member dead, that's going to go to Diamond Foxes. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. That's a 2-1 victory for Oasis, putting Diamond Foxes up 1-0.
Yeah, and it just goes to prove the point of teamwork is the most important thing, because somehow Tiger was able to keep his team alive so much better there than I've just completely forgotten who the name of the Ronin.
Ronin, there he is, right before he dies.
Oh, this was filth though. They just couldn't do
Yeah.
anything about that there.
Great place to catch him with the barrage right there. You have no place to go but backwards or forwards. That little, I guess, maul placard doesn't really do you a lot of good. And yeah, it definitely looks like Ronin was putting in work based on his damage blocked card. That shield was up, but maybe it wasn't up when it needed to be.
Yeah, there was some. Tiger's shatters were always really good. Apart from that one that we saw early on in the first point,
Ah,
which was a bit. Yeah.
little slapdash.
Yeah. But definitely redeemed themselves on the second and third point there to put in a really, really dominant performance. And I really liked that. Key's my new favorite person. He's
Definitely.
And Combo Breaker was quietly doing work. The good thing about what Key was doing was he was such a distraction and such hard work. The Combo Breaker could just casually walk around as the McCree there, just doing whatever he damn well pleased. And because the amount of damage that McCree pumps out, he could just sit there plinking away shots, and there were so many low health targets that Key was probably getting a lot of the glory there that Combo Breaker was putting work in for.
Absolutely. Final blows probably coming more from Key than anyone else, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Combo Breaker having a maximum damage gold medal there. It's one of those things where McCree tends to be a little high maintenance for the rest of his team, but if, like you said, if someone's doing the work to keep McCree out of commission, then, or rather keep everyone off McCree, then McCree has free reign to just pop his little 6-shooter away. That's just a truckload of damage coming in.
Yeah, like how many times do you see no one attack a McCree while he's using Deadeye? Because he pops
yeah,
his Deadeye
that's-
and no one even moved towards him.
Yeah, that's rough times. So we had our streamer drop from the game from Overwatch. It looks like we've got him back. Looks like we are back online, waiting for the map pick now. Given that Uwu was suffered an unfortunate defeat on Oasis, they will have the pick, and it looks like they are going with King's Row, an assault escort map.
Everyone's favorite map, this.
I do love this map a lot.
Oh, I've got a question for you.
Uh-oh.
What role do you play in Overwatch when you're playing?
I started as a support main, moved into off and main tank, and now I pretty much stick with off tank as my primary, with a couple supports and a couple mains in my back pocket. How about you, Wondersauce?
I am also a tank main. And I'll tell you what, I have never casted with anyone who's not a tank main. Tank mains always want to be casters, and I've got a theory about why it is. It's because we're the best looking and smartest players. So obviously we want to talk about this.
I actually have no counter to that, so it must be true.
Yeah. You know, it's unquestionable.
Wow, I never thought of it like that, though. You're so right.
Yeah, I've casted with 6 or 7 people, and every single time, they're a tank main. Look at Monte Cristo, Uber, both tank mains.
Oh, no, I didn't even... Oh, wow, that pretty much cements it right there.
Yeah.
The real question, though, is are handsome people naturally predisposed to being tank mains? Or are tank mains always handsome? Does playing a tank make you better looking?
Yeah, I would think that that's the case, because, you know, you're using your brain so much more that it just sorts the ugliness out of your body.
Ah, that's definitely scientifically proven too.
Exactly.
I guess.
Look at Fisher.
Oh wow, nothing like a little stage makeup and whatnot. Definitely doesn't hurt either.
Yeah.
Let's see what.
Look at the main tanks that were playing in the World Cup there. You've got Ben Best,
yeah,
amazingly good-looking guy. You know, I'm a straight guy, but I still can appreciate beauty when I see it.
Everyone has a percentage of appreciation, absolutely.
Fusions,
I'll bet
sure.
Ronan and K-Boogie are obviously good-looking dudes, or dudettes, as well as Tiger and Key and Shoitz, as they now switch to the classic GOATS comp, and let's see how Diamond Foxes take Kings Row .1.
Yeah, and this is probably exactly what we were expecting to come out here, because you've got double sniper on the attack, pretty much standard coming out from... No, it's not double sniper on the attack, double sniper on the defense.
Single sniper now as combo breakers. Brigitte absolutely annihilates Chesh on the Hanzo with a last-minute flail, and wow, that's one tick already. Ooh, holy moly, Diamond Fox is making a play for this point. Completely uncontested by Uwu as they fail to get back to the point in time. Unless they manage to re-engage somehow, that's a 40-second point A take.
So that's the power of a GOATS comp, because I don't know if you noticed there, but P just went straight up to that high ground, through the little doorway, and Tiger! Oh my lord!
Handsome main tank and talented as he halves Uwu's team potential with one fire strike and a few swings of his hammer.
Whew, beautiful. Absolutely love to see it. But we've got Chesh decided that Widowmaker's not going to be doing a lot here, so we've moved across to Junkrat. And what I was going to say was that Key, he went straight up and cleared out that top room and just distracted Cheeks and Quiche, so they couldn't do anything to try and help the rest of their team down on the point.
I can only assume that's his far experience playing into that. He likes having the high ground, so as a tank player, why would he not love that?
Now, this is the one major disadvantage of running a GOAT.
Oh, what a shatter! Oh, Tiger Shatter completely blocked, it looks like.
Yeah, but they're still winning that fight thanks to that amazing coming out from Octopi, who is a new player in, I think, to the lobby.
Yep.
Shots has got to be careful because he is super low health there. But Tiger's having none of it. He wants to go in deeper. He's got no health and he's just going, come on, bring me another.
I can definitely appreciate that aggression as a Reinhardt. Super welcome, especially, I guess, if you know that you have an Ana coming up to back you up. That was a pretty impressive Shatter by Shatter. I'm surprised Uwu didn't manage to win that out, but the continuing pressure from Diamond Fox just made it impossible.
Dragons come out his team and absolutely nothing for it.
We'll call it a zoning Dragons as Chesh brings out the tire that utterly annihilates the Diamond Fox's Reinhardt, and that's going to be proving very damaging.
I was going to say, we've got the grab come out, but unless they can do something with this, which they haven't been able to keep going down there, Yinin trying to finally do something. But Ronan's purple and he's super low health. You have to be careful here. It just goes bugger that and charges in. Does get out Oxp, but then Shots takes him straight down. Shots is on his own. He might be at a hard charge, but he's not invincible. Although he does have a pocket Ana that is keeping him up. He wants to stay in sight of that because now that Tiger's back and he's got that nano boost, Jay-Z does manage to take out Pearl. His thing goes down. And beautiful Earth Shatter. But unfortunately, he was pushed into the air by a well-timed satchel coming out from Cheech. Counter Shatter comes out, another thing of beauty.
I appreciate. What is even happening right now?
How did they win that? What is it about putting down your Shatter means that you're going to lose that fight? It seems that whoever throws out their Shatter loses.
Wait, oh no, poor Shoits. Diamond Foxes takes the second point, leaving him orphaned and spawned as he makes what is one of the longest runs in Overwatch, all the way back from the King's Row point A to catch up with the cart. What an unbelievable series of ults. Again, absolutely surprising that Diamond Foxes managed to stay in there, but it is the ult economy that makes it. Chesh coming out with that tire. Let's see if he manages. Wow, that's a push-ending tire right there, eliminating two supports. Ronan now swinging for the fences, and Shoits knows it. He's gonna drop off the side of the face of the earth. Or maybe he got booped. Not really sure. Hard to tell. That's a win for the Uwu.
He was jumping, but I think Big Daddy wanted some credit on there. He was going, I've had enough of your crap. You stayed alive way too long in that last fight. I'm not going to let you have your own death.
Sitting as a Zarya with a charge of 80 plus average for the fight, you gotta feel invincible at times for sure. I'm amazed they let him live as long as they did.
Oh, it's the most fun you can have as an Overwatch character because you put out so much damage. Great block, great read coming out from Tiger there.
Yeah, that's rough times. Oh no! Laura with a grenade wiping both tanks. Diva Bomb, if it gets anyone these days, it's amazing. Not only does he get Chasey on the Ana, he pulls the D-Mech out of the Diva. That's a team kill, that's a wipe. They're going to be pushing this into stall territory. No swaps from Uwu, which I don't think is their best move. Barriers come out though, which I guess they were kind of counting on. However, a nano on Tiger means a bad shatter comes out. Ronan dies! Shatter stun when he was in motion!
And then he got booped, and then Big Daddy returned the favor and booped someone else. Plural. Why is it that teams have such hard to pronounce usernames?
I think whichever team has the most unpronounceable names has a predisposition to win, which so far proves true as Diamond Foxes finish the map on King's Row with a plethora of time to spare. Let's see Uwu's answer.
That was absolutely fantastic. You know, I was kind of thinking that when I was looking at the SR of both these teams, I thought that Uwu would have a lot more game than this, but so far they're getting dominated.
Yeah, it's really interesting to watch. We definitely see really good plays coming out from individual players, especially from those Ana grenades popping out. And then Ronan, of course, definitely swinging for the fences, putting his shield up when it matters. But the combined efforts of Diamond Foxes is ripping them down, tearing them apart. I think this is a kind of a class on why coordination matters more than anything else in Overwatch.
Yeah, exactly, and it's like people like again going back to the Overwatch World Cup because it has been so recent, and I did watch a hell of a lot of Overwatch. You know, you saw undeniably you could say that man for man, the US team has individually better players, but on the day, everyone was talking about how Muma is absolutely terrible. He's crap. Oh my god, trash tier. Should have brought in Space. No, super sorry. But no, he was just a better coordinated team.
Yep.
Putting down the Brigitte, knocking him on his ass that was setting up fusions for these huge shatters. And that's exactly the same as what we're seeing right here, right now.
With a 2 support, 4 tank push from Uwu. Loving the Wrecking Ball coming out. That's a hell of a lot of damage about to drop down on Diamond Foxes. Big pop-up into the air, and they take control of the point exactly as quickly as Diamond Foxes did. This is absolutely unbelievable. No picks coming out yet. Ronan counters the Tiger Charge. Oh no, Key's back on the Pharah. This is bad times for Uwu. Aerial dominance.
that they had control of the point, I was looking, going, well, he's still in the air, and
Oh, the bad stagger on the Lucio. Chesh gets pulled apart at the last minute by those direct damage patched rockets. That's a double projectile DPS duo in Key on the Pharah, Combo Breaker on the Junkrat. That is just absolutely devastating to a rush comp. And they are switching it up. Chesh now, Chesh jumping over to the Hanzo, different Hanzo player now. Going back to that double sniper, didn't work for them on defense. Let's see how it pulls out on offense. Once again, moving straight to the point. Reinhardt's engaging, swinging away. Zarya bubbles go out. Looks like K-Boogie got trapped. Ronin ooh, here come the kills by Uwu. Ripping apart two supports. Blocked Shatter. Chesh seemed to have gotten caught just on the tip there, and it doesn't matter on the slightest as a tire goes out and wipes out a Lucio. Ult's coming now for both sides, but I think this is going to be Uwu's point.
Yeah, almost definitely. Combo Breaker is still alive, but I think discretion is going to be the better part of valor here. Don't do it, mate. Don't do it. Don't tease the Tiger. I know Tiger's on your team, but get the hell out of there.
Yeah, that's an angry Russian weightlifter. Global class. You don't want to mess with that.
Yeah. And they go straight back in. Tiger's switched across to the Winston here. I don't know if this is just an action that they want to try and get on top of that Widowmaker and do something about it.
I appreciate the thought, but I don't think it worked out. Vianen, I'm gonna go with Vianen, I think, has decided that they are gonna take now of all times to pop off, ripping apart two heads, eliminating Diamond Fox's resistance on the cart, and now Big Daddy Toop is content to just move away as he drives his very slow-moving cruiser down the way.
Yeah, and he is spinning his discs on his DJ deck there, just doing a wins. So, what can they do to do something about this? Combo Breaker very quickly getting the hell out of dodge once he realizes that he is no longer invisible.
It's kind of fun to see a Sombra pick come out, but then almost immediately Sights or a Sonic Arrow picks them up. You thought this was going to be a surprise. Diamond Fox is it a big crab comes in, catches a lot of people, and the Dragons! The Dragons! Ugh! Catching two of them, the Sombra and the Brigitte. A Nano goes on the Tiger. I don't think that's going to be enough to win this fight as Vianen pops off once again.
And somehow he manages to go through the entire team without picking a single person up with his charge.
I'm not saying that I agree with the Overwatch League casters' justification that Reinhardt is the Widowmaker of tanks, but that charge is hard to aim.
Oh, 100%, you know, it needs to be, something needs to be looked at there, because he definitely should have picked up someone.
Yeah, he's got practically a black hole in front of him as he charges through. See both teams now, however, rather than charging in, seeming content to play pick. But there goes a grab, oh geez, that's a lot of ults thrown out, but it looks like the Coalescence and the Shatter are going to take the day. Chesh putting in all the final kills and all the damage getting thrown out. Ronin swinging his hammer away. Looks like that Sombra managed to pick up another kill, but Vianen decides that it's not just the scope that matters, it's that machine gun as well.
And we thought that time, but hot damn.
Showitz thought they were gonna have a little sneaky retake. Ronin said, I don't think so, finally nailing that perfect charge, finishing the map as well, and Uwu sides gaining time. That was a bit of a turnaround.
Yeah, apparently, when you've got people that can shoot people in the head that good, you're gonna win the game.
Yeah, go figure, right?
So I'm gonna start calling him Big Yin because I find that's gonna be a bit easier to say. And
Big Yin, I like it.
So yeah, Big Yin putting in the big shift there and popping lots of heads on that Widowmaker. Really a terror.
Yeah, bonus points for finishing with such an incredible surplus of time that they get to be on the defense again to Diamond Fox's eventual push. Only 2 minutes and 43 seconds left. Now, granted, to be fair, they did take point A in 40 seconds against that double sniper, but it looks like Big Yin has had a chance to warm up. That was a lot of heads they collect. I'm not sure where that came from, but holy moly.
Yeah, no, they need to bring out what they brought out the last time, but just try and not be as gritty and back and forth. But they're going the complete opposite. They're saying that we want to fight your Widow with our Widow, and they've gone dive with a Widowmaker.
Dive with a Widowmaker. Very classic Stage 1, Stage 2 Overwatch League. Here comes Diamond Fox's dive. Let's see if they can pull it off. A Fire Strike eaten immediately by Showitz. Playing some poke, Combo Breaker, and Big Yin going at it in the Widow duel. Not sure how that one's going to turn out, but it seems like the Diamond Foxes have made their dive, picking up Chesh. and failing to get the kill as he manages to pull out and even demech the D.Va.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to go well because I, in my personal experience of playing, have never seen a Winston win this fight. Since the most recent patches, you know, back in the day when Dive was as unbeatable as it was and as dominant as it was, maybe.
Ugh.
But, you know, since the world has changed, Ryan wins this fight 99 times out of 100.
Yeah, usually you don't want to see a
Tiger's
Winston.
gonna have to do something
Ooh,
really
Key with the
impressive.
fat back flank, going against the supports, doesn't manage to pick up. Oh, and gets annihilated immediately by Big Yin, who has decided that once again they are the dominant Widow on the field. Combo Breaker allowed, and there it goes. Combo Breaker pulls out one last kill on the Moira, but Big Yin says, no, it is your forehead. Ooh, left with 5 on the point. That's not a good matchup.
Bullet.
The longer the Diamond Foxes wait to take the point, the more time they have to bring people back from spawn, and that's not good, however, as Uwu now starts to say, nay. Wow, the tire goes out and completely eliminates the Primal Rage.
Yeah, the
Big Yin, the Widow duel is yours to win. Lo Siento combo breaker, but that is just not your headshot.
this is not going well for them.
And a big bad stagger on Shoitz on the D.Va. I don't know what they were doing in the backline, but that's a generous kill from Big Yin.
He's been back there for a long while, since that previous fight. And he tried to go back, get some healing, and then he was going to try and sneak up and take out Yin, or cause a bit of distraction. And
Ultimately
you know,
got killed by the Big Yin.
yeah, you don't mess with the big man on his perch.
Don't mess with the Big Yin! But here we go, now they're switching over to a much more traditional Ryan Zarya on the Diamond Foxes. Combo Breaker now deciding to take Widow to the ground, but moving up into a jump shot, can't manage to find Big Yin, who has moved to the ground and looking for those tasty ground hits. Big nano on Tiger, charge misses, ults are flying everywhere. Once again, Big Yin wins the fight. He can't pick him up. Unbelievable kills from Uwu as they are annihilating every member of Diamond Foxes that they have in their sights. Chesh absolutely it's the DPS duo once again. Projectile and hit scan combine to just utterly annihilate the Diamond Foxes.
Yeah, hit scan and projectile in perfect harmony, bringing the world peace and bringing order across the land. Unless, of course, you're a Diamond Foxes fan, in which case you just got ripped a new one.
It's not very moralizing to see Big Yin's Widowmaker pop up in the kill feed, and then, oh no, as Junkrat's unpredictable nature tends to be, all of a sudden now that portrait's popping up. Geez, and the whole team's wiped. And it's just no fun, and it really just makes pushing for 2 minutes and 43 seconds to not even get a tick just really rough.
Yeah, and I appreciate that they tried to switch it up, get rid of that Winston and D.Va to switch it up to the Zarya and the Rhine, but it was too late. They left it until the last 35 seconds.
Enough to only mount a single team fight.
Yeah, they weren't able to do anything there.
No ults, you're missing that shatter, you're missing that all-important grav. Great idea, just a late execution.
It wasn't even like they had enough sustain to stay up, and yeah, I appreciate that he had the nano boost and all that sort of thing, but unfortunately, they needed something to push them over the edge, and they needed more than just that nano boost.
It looks
Now,
like
he's coming out on the Genji here, or on defense. He hasn't had a great showing on it so far, but we'll have to wait and see.
I want to say they're probably thinking don't bring out the Pharah because of that Big Yin's Widowmaker, and I kind of agree with that, but that Pharah was able to pick apart that hit scan really quickly, a great purple grenade from Ronan, and there it is. See, now, all of a sudden, it's like Diamond Foxes is just a completely different team. They have a DPS combo in the form of Genji Sombra that is doing absolute madness to the Uwu team. They're completely pushed away, they're retreating completely back to spawn for a full reset.
But they need to be careful here because Yin is back alive and he is at the top just staring down at them.
It'll be interesting to see if Big Yin... I think a pick from Big Yin or Chesh is going to be what's going to start this off. And right now, they're not in position to get anything. A Shatter goes into the backline, picks up no one. Meanwhile, a counter Shatter also picks up no one. However, K-Boogie gets hit by a charge. That's a lot of damage coming at him, and they manage to finish him off. Chesh also going down via Big Yin, picks up the tank kill. Will that be enough to get a full tick on the point?
And that's the most important kill. Now without that big there, Yin's unleashed until he gets killed by Key. Great work, great recovery, because if that hadn't have been done, he would have had free reign to just pop any head in sight.
Kills by Uwu are great, but Diamond Foxes, any time Uwu spends not pushing them is time for Diamond Foxes to get their spawns back.
So Yin's now moved across to the Hanzo, spotted out where Combo Breaker was hiding, and we've got Cheech trying to. They've also got fed up with Combo Breaker, getting in the back line, hacking them, and assassinating.
Bad purple. That's a big purple. Trades from both sides. Again, K-Boogie gets charged by the Tiger. Key comes. Oh my goodness, what a fire strike. Double kills with that is always beautiful, but to get a support and a DPS murdering the Tiger. Tiger, my man!
Oh! That main tank play. Oh, yeah.
I love it. And here comes Diamond Foxes with 5 ults in the bank. Chesh switches to D.Va once again, resetting that ult count. That's not going to be a good. However, they do have barriers and a graph coming up. That is a game-winning ult, especially when you only need a third. Shatter completely blocked! The graph goes in! Here comes the swings! Shesh pulling away, blocking all the damage. Big EMP goes out. Chesh gets D-backed almost instantly, but the trades keep coming in. Shield's gone now from Diamond Dogs. Chesh might be D-mucked, but you don't got a big 2,000 health rectangle to play with. Big Daddy Toop on the Lucio, ripping apart the Genji. Ronan gets to swing away. Uh-oh. And it's Uwu's picks, and that's a real far spawn. Combo Breaker gets one last chance to stall as Tiger's Reinhardt comes in, gets pushed away, and that's the third. Some call it inevitable. That was an amazing hold by Diamond Dogs, and yet there is Uwu's win, 1-1 in the finals of the Ascenders Cup.
Yeah, that was, you know, it did feel a bit inevitable, but still an absolutely incredible hold there by Diamond Foxes. With that 4-minute 18 or 19 time bank of theirs, you know, that's brutal to have to think.
Absolutely.
To hold on to.
And
Especially just for one tick.
Yeah, and that's always a really, really, really rough position to be in, knowing that a single lost team fight loses you the entire map, and yet they managed to hold on that long and build up such an incredible ult economy. That's just definitely impressive, but you gotta give the props to the Uwu. They managed to pull it out just the same.
Yeah, so I know we're going to 2CP here, and Gaia?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, they don't want half times, or we do want half times? Let's find out what's going on.
Halftime would be anticipated at this point.
But what else can we talk about in that match? So, obviously, the most important fight in any battle, as Overwatch has progressed, people have realized that yes, the DPS are the flashy players and they can carry to a certain point, but
it looks like that tank play. It almost seems that whichever, and again, this seems kind of obvious, but keeping that tank alive.
Yeah, keeping your tank alive is the single most important thing. Keeping your main tank, that Reinhardt up, and we saw both times that Uwu almost won that last point was when Tiger went down, and eventually when they did do it, it was when Tiger went down.
Right.
So
again, the man is an absolute menace when he's alive, but if your team's missing that big shiny 2000 HP rectangle, that's 2000 HP's worth of damage you aren't blocking anymore. And every time it happened on either side, the other team's DPS really took advantage of it, especially the Big Yin. Holy moly.
What an animal. As soon as he was unleashed, as soon as the fight broke down and people weren't sort of keeping their guard up, watching their sight lines, it would just absolutely annihilate the entire team.
It was really disgusting.
He was brilliant. He put on a clinic.
Absolutely defining the phrase popping off, so to speak. And of course, again, the person filling up the final hit count in the feed tends to get all the credit, but it's definitely not fair to ignore the contributions of Chesh. The madman on Junkrat, just absolutely putting grenades out, the bombs out, the mines out. Unbelievable. With that, we are going to take a quick 5-minute break, and we will be back with you shortly.
Okay, yeah. Catch it a bit.
Love it.
Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Overwatch Pretenders Ascenders Cup Finals, where we have possibly the most exciting score you can possibly have at halftime, a 1-1.
Yeah, and it has really been back and forth because Diamond Foxes lost the first point of Oasis fairly convincingly, and then absolutely dominated the next 2 points. Then came out with a huge attack on King's Row, only to be met with an even bigger attack by UwU coming out. So, yeah, this is going to be one to rewatch if you haven't caught from the start.
Definitely very impressied. Enjoy seeing teams come out from a loss, reconfiguring their entire setup, choosing that, rather than picking this particular strategy or maybe what's best for the map, quote unquote, they move on to a map, they pick their heroes, and they just pop off. And again, we were talking about the coordination between Diamond Foxes and UwU and about how that really made all the difference. And, well, that just pretty much got cemented. Every team fight that could have been decided by a big major ult wasn't if the teams weren't there ready to receive it. More than one shatter went out without the backup to finish it off.
Yeah, and it's really been a bit fast and loose throwing out these ultimates, and it's come down to individual play rather than the big set pieces that we have all come to know and love of this current meta. And yeah, UwU's been winning that one out in that last lap, and I think it came down to them stopping trying to match what Diamond Foxes were doing and stopping trying to play their game, and they've just gone, nah, we're not doing that. Hang on, are we even live here? Oh, hang on. Lazy's asking if we're ready for the game to start. Yeah.
Brilliant commentary, if I do say so myself, however.
Yeah, so yeah, they've just decided, screw that, we're going to play how we want to play, and then we're just going to dominate, which is exactly how it went for their attack.
And, the results speak for themselves. Diamond Foxes really had a great defense. It's such a mental obstacle to know that you're going into a match with the realization that you no longer can win. The best you can do is force a tie.
Yeah, it can be absolutely draining and just so frustrating to think we just played the attack of our life on that first round. What the hell happened on our defense? How did we fall apart? That's when you start tilting. That's when the group you've made on the LFG all quit, and you're just like, but the game before that we played was really good, and we played really well. Yeah. Why the hell are we quitting now?
The hubris of Overwatch look for groups. But yet, Diamond Foxes managed to hold on a spectacular 2+ minutes. Really, really solidly played. It's just when they came into that fight with all those ults advantage, you think you gotta pick and choose which ones you throw out, win a few fights, really bring it down to the wire. But UwU had them measured, weighed, and found wanting. And now we'll see how UwU defends Volskaya. Now, Volskaya tends to go one of two ways. Either both teams racket up ridiculous scores and we see an 8-7 match.
I don't think that's going to happen here, to be honest.
I don't think so either.
Both teams have been shown to be better on offense than they are on defense. But yeah, Diamond Foxes have come out with the Ghost comp. They played so well in the last couple rounds. And
strat.
A big Yin's coming out on the Hanzo.
And it seems, regardless of the technology level of the weapon they're using, their ability to pop heads is undeniable. As now a Lucio boost puts UwU into the fight, and Big Yin continues to rip apart the enemy backline.
But just look where he's standing. He was just stood over them. They were completely ignoring him.
Every single kill.
Arrows down on their asses. Liz, look at him. Tiger's completely ignoring him and getting shot in the head.
To be fair,
I know you're wearing a suit of armor, and in theory it should be able to stop an arrow. But those were some mystical blue arrows he was just firing into the top of your head.
Yeah. Hanzo tree trunks are not to be underestimated, especially when they're heading for your shoulder. At least that got fixed early on. But UwU definitely given enough time to get their spawns back from spawn, and now it's going to be another 6v6. Again, we see if you have the advantage on offense, you got to press those spawns, and it looks like they are We have a pause on the field. Not sure if that's a fat key or what. We have technical difficulties. Common in live streams. We hope you'll bear with us for a moment here.
Yep, certainly looks that way. So, something that's interesting that's happened though is Combo Breaker has switched off the Brigitte and moved on to the Doomfist.
That's a switch I definitely super like.
Yeah, no, that's going to really help out with the Ryan battle because he can just get juggled all over the place. But is he going to be able to do anything about the big man, Big Yin, up on that high ground? Not even the top high ground. He's right in front of them. I don't know if what you're seeing is what I'm seeing because I'm just looking at the teams in a third-person view from the top. But he's just stood right in front of them. He needs to get up there and push him off and just try and get some defense matrix up in his grill.
Yeah, right now, and there it goes. Just like you said, Combo Breaker going immediately for that top. Looks like they weren't able to pull like a big shatter from Ronin. Got stunned, but that's the kills. Chesh following up. K-Boogie taking out his Zarya counterpart. Big purple from Cypher, but ultimately, once again, we see no follow-up. And the Uwu is just going to dismantle this attack from Diamond. Jesus, mother of God, Big Yin. Give them a break, for God's sake.
Let them retreat in peace. You've already got your dragons.
Poor Diamond Foxes. Just like you said, Big Yin sitting up there on the middle, completely uncontested. I appreciate the changes from Combo Breaker and possibly now even Key to just get some damage up there because he has been absolutely uncontested.
Yeah, Combo Breaker made an attempt there by just moving towards him and scaring him off of it. But then they just ignored him again and let him wrap around the back. And we've got a tire coming out here. Let's get as much. Cheese just wants to keep it hang on that wall. And it's just walked straight towards him.
It's like they just watched it happen, and that can be a little confusing because, of course, you never know who the tire's going to go for. Reinhardt, probably correct to hold his shield, but a kill's a kill, and that push ends before it even began, before they even got a chance to poke at each other, and the ults just keep rising up. And Uwu right now has a major advantage, gonna pull out Grav before Diamond Foxes will get to use it for their advantage.
Yeah, Shoitz isn't even halfway there, and I'm sure I'm not saying Shoitz right, but that's what I'm going for, and I'm going to commit to it. But now Key's actually able to do something. He did fall straight to the ground there because he ran out of boosters, but Combo Break is coming up large, taking out that Lucio. Oh, good stop on that shatter, but with the dragons coming through, that's not going to go well for him, and it does not. Combo Breaker and Key still alive. Key does take down Sheesh. Combo Breaker, are you going to be able to do anything? Are you just going to slink off with your tail between your legs? Where is he?
Ooh, Big Yin almost has the kill on Key, which would be a great stagger, especially given how quickly Key's been able to rack up that ult charge in just one attack. But it looks like the rest of Diamond Foxes will go back home unmolested. They will make their final push with 27.65 seconds left. Combo Breaker going immediately for that Big Yin, and who can blame him? Failing to pick up the kill. Now it's a split team, and a Meteor Strike comes out. Let's see if it manages to get anything big.
Whoa, just misses him. But there we go. Oh, the king is dead. Long live the king.
Sound barriers on both sides. Ooh, and it looks like Diamond Foxes might be able to pull this out as the kills start snowballing in their favor. Key, Combo Breaker, Key Lime Child on the far at Doomfist and Lucio respectively really ripping it out. And I think the point will be theirs in overtime, and of course on a Volskaya assault map that gives them exactly 4 minutes left to take point B.
Right, so this is doable, because they have got a Grav about to pull up, they've got the barrage, they've got all the tools they need, but the problem is that Key's not going to be able to maintain the height that he had previously, and they've only got K-Boogie in there.
The trades are coming in, but it looks like this one's going to actually go to the Diamond Foxes. They had the ults, there was nothing defensively for Uwu to use. Big Daddy 2 putting on the stall, and now the ticks come in. Great stalls by Big Daddy Toop on the Lucio, and here comes stall comp from Uwu. Here we're finally seeing great changes where you know you have to maintain this point. Dragons coming out on the point, great zoning ult. Ronin on Winston now. Hammond doing that classic platinum, I'm gonna roll around on the point. Big Shatter comes out, taking both Big Yin and Ronin on the Winston down. That's missing your main tank, that's missing your Hanjo. You got the Wrecking Ball nanoed, that's huge, and they pick up the tick, but this push is really starting to fall apart as they start to stabilize in form of Uwu.
So this is the problem with 2CP, is that if you don't win the fight clean, you just gotta get out. And Key doing great work taking out Quiche there, but what's the point? The fight is lost.
Yeah, you lost the fight, ults are spent, and now all you've done is reduce your time left to 2 minutes and 30 seconds. You did pull a tick and a bit more, which is important. That's really important, but you gotta get the clean victory.
And they've got to understand when the fight's lost to try and pull out that bit quicker. I want to see a bit more snappiness coming out from so
Hesitation definitely kills you in 2CP.
Oh yeah.
Key's Dragon Blade, that could be definitely a victory changer, but we're also looking up at Big Daddy Toop on the Lucio coming up with the sound barriers, and Tiger's going for a really aggressive engage, despite everyone in the backline really having a bad time with that Winston. Get a good purple nade, getting him out of there. Healing's coming in. Big charge.
Oh, lovely.
Almost gets taken out, but manages to escape. Gonna get topped up there, almost building up. Ooh, oh, what on earth was that? What? Oh, Chesh!
Chesh! Whatever!
We'll call you whatever you want us to call you at this point. Good lord!
Yeah! I think you're gonna be the one getting called Daddy.
Oh, wow. Oh, Tracer, Chesh, Cheesh, CHESH. Play in the game potentially right
Daddy
there.
Started to go a bit too far.
Oh,
and now
that's
they're going to be rushing in.
Don't
The
get that
Lucio's
spawn
just come
back.
back. No, yeah, he's going to definitely get back beforehand.
Which would have been nice if that pick came in at the right time. That's a sound barriers that makes Key's job a lot easier on that Genji.
But they have a hell of a lot of ults, and they're going to have a Nano Blade here to use it. Ronin's in the back, Nano Blade comes out.
Comes out, Meteor Strike possibly on the counter. Big kill in the back line. All the Diamond Fox's supports fall. That was an interesting sound effect we just heard, but it looks like Uwu is absolutely cleaning up the point. And Shesh almost has ult again. It's like we're watching Carpe or... Ugh. A monster. Ooh, a Doomfist fight in the room. That's not going to end well for the Stranded combo breaker. Nasty stall with 40 seconds left. That's definitely going to reduce Diamond Foxes to only one fight.
Yeah, and that was a bit rude of the rest of Uwu, because they were quietly having a gentleman for fisticuffs in the side. And 4 of Big Yin's mates show up.
Yeah, that's not a bueno situation. I think that had to have been a typo. Had to have been a typo. What a shame. That's a major ult missed for this point, and they still have the Grav, and that's fine. But that means that Grav's got to do a lot of work, and this bomb can't take anyone out, but it finds the Zarya. There goes the one ult you had for this fight, Diamond Foxes. Coalescence comes out from Cypher's Moira. The kills start really racking up now.
Tiger's just swinging at nothing here. He's missed every one of those. And Combo Breaker came out on the... able to do a lot. Quirl's the last one down, and there's a Grav at the edge there. As Schultz just shot it out in frustration.
Definitely can't blame him. Now, Volskaya being the tough map that it is, that's a really rough point B to take. But I don't think that was because Uwu also put up an excellent defense, which they did. Diamond Foxes. Diamond Foxes. It's
Oh,
that
you
clean
sweet
victory.
summer children.
That clean fight, you gotta take it.
Yeah, and what they need to do is focus on a target. Every one of those fights, they were just scattergun, just breaking up immediately and trying to do their own thing. I don't know who they've got shot calling for them, but they need to get the rest of the team in line, because they're clearly not listening and not paying attention. When Key went in with that Dragon Blade, there was no one else with him. The whole team turned around because who was it? Was it Cheesh playing? No, he was playing the Tracer. Who was playing the Doomfist?
Right. The Doomfist would have
Big
been...
In.
Yeah, Big In.
He dropped his
Meteor Strike in the back line.
Immediately on the back line, yeah, and the rest of the team just turned around to deal with the wreckage. But you've already lost those supports, mate. Just crack on and try and do what you can with the rest of their team. Hope you take theirs out while they've just taken yours out.
That's
and
when
then just see who has the most health.
Exactly. The no ults call has got to come out at that point. You have to know when the push is gone. You have to know that look, we tried to initiate and they countered us perfectly. It's time to call it out. Now we see maybe Diamond Dogs trying for a little more longevity on the point with going with that Mercy, hoping to pull out that res, it looks like. Plural as a Zenyatta way in the back line. And it looks like he will not get dived, as Uwu is going to bring in a pretty solid standard comp of the Rein Zarya, Sombra Hanjo, and an Ana Lucio. And wow, holy moly, Key, that's the kind of picks you want to see on the offensive side.
Yeah, that's what we need, because when Big Yin's coming out on the Hanzo, you've got to be careful. He's already halfway to his dragons. And the problem here with Tiger playing the Winston is they've got no static shield, nothing they can just hold up in front of them and provide cover from this really dangerous sniper.
We called it earlier, saying that running a Winston into a Reinhardt isn't the guaranteed victory that it used to be, as Uwu takes the high ground and really rotates around. Diamond Foxes, I almost called them Diamond Dogs, makes a really good effort to contest them, and they fall down and just rotate straight to point. Now it's a brawl, and D.Va gets DMEC almost instantly. Sombra not really in position to make use of her most important ability, the hack. Really putting out the Uzi damage, but what does it matter? The Mercy's already dead. Tiger in your main tank is the Winston. The one source of shields you had is gone. The first tick comes in on the point, and everyone falls and dies. Combo breaker, you're left. You didn't hack a single person. I have nothing left to say. That was a push by Uwu that wasn't won just by their own merit.
Yeah, they're just sort of content to poke at a distance, and the second that Tiger went down was the second that was going to end badly for them. But they are sticking to their guns here, because they're almost of them are at ults, so this is still winnable. They got that first tick, so it's not a guaranteed draw. Someone is going to win this.
A huge EMP, but the nano was already dropped. K-Boogie had the charge and the nano, and that was just it. The fight was practically already won at that point. A hilarious grab goes out, utterly ripping apart that poor Sombra. I appreciate the Primal Rage stalling for time, but this is the snowball that you wanted to see from Diamond Dogs. Diamond Fox, the son of a gun. We have ults coming out for the stall. We have the D.Va bomb. Everyone's got their ults. Chesh with an amazing kill. Big Shatter comes out. They're going to get the third almost instantaneously. There's no point presence left. Late Blades comes out, and that's it. Uwu takes Volskaya extremely decisively.
Yeah, putting Uwu up 2-1 here. And if this is them now warmed up and ready to rock, then this is going to go pretty badly for Diamond Foxes. They just need to get a grip of themselves and focus. Oh, that was just such a lovely...
Poggers right there. Oh, 16 kills before they dealt with him. Oh, lordy.
Yeah, that would be why they didn't manage to take that second point.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing where if you're not going to be the ones to initiate with the alts, Tracer, Junkrat, those are great alts to throw out when you're on defense, just to say, I see you were trying to mount a push here.
If only there was a character in the game that counters Tracer.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Brought out, and it might have allowed them to have a bit more sustain on the point and stay alive a bit longer.
I don't think I understand the commentary. Clearly no such hero exists.
No, it's obviously technology that's not quite there with us yet. And
Shame,
the
really.
Tracer menace will continue forever.
Those bloody Brits. Oh, wait, sorry. God, oh no, what have I said?
Look, it's not our fault that we dominate. I was going to say North American, but no.
I mean,
RX.
You did take out Team USA, and that just, what a massacre. And I did just finish slugging down a Boddington sale, so I mean, do I really have any room to talk?
See, and we've already started to get some of you in the family. We're now starting to pull you back in. You know, when Trump got elected, someone wrote to the Queen and asked if she'd take you back.
Please help us. We need the help. We really did. I'm ashamed she didn't take up on it. It looks like we have a map picked, but a major weight has been thrown out. It looks like Diamond Foxes in their loss, again, get to pick the last map. I'm assuming this is going to be a best out of 7. Our streamer, however, is having a tad bit of issues. And, however, the final map, sorry, not the final map, that's rude, but the next map we're going to be playing that could potentially result in a victory would be an escort map, and it looks like the Diamond Foxes have chosen Route 66.
Yeah, this could be the final match, like you say, but I have faith in Route 66 is pretty flat. That's going to allow them to bring out the Goats comp that they did so well, and it's got enough open air for the first 2 points, definitely, that Key can bust out that Pharah.
I guess that's my big concern, though. Picking a nice open escort map like this when you're facing down the Big Yin.
Yeah, that is the one worry, is you've got to play it smart. Like, I really don't mind it on either tier, because you can play your angles. If you play your angles right, you can still deal damage. You just got to stay tucked around the corners where you can sort of land rockets on the corners themselves before coming around, take out the tank line, then move up. Because, yes, Pharah's really good at taking out just the individual, but if you just focus those tanks and make their lives hell, you're going to win the tank wars. When you win the tank wars, you win the game.
It's true, and Key's Pharah has proven that definitely capable angling, especially on Oasis. Just that dominance is exactly what the Diamond Foxes need to make Route 66 an absolute win for them. It's just interesting, they were able to completely shut down Chesh's McCree, the sole threat to them, before they even fired a shot, it seemed. But now, Big Yin has been a complete dominator on the field, really shutting down whatever the Diamond Foxes have been able to put out. However, it looks like we're now going to see some equal matchups. Key's Hanzo is going to be taking on the Big Yin. They are going full projectile DPS into the face of a Rein Shield and a Zarya. That's going to mean a lot of charge for Shoetz and a lot of shield breaks, possibly.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this goes down, because just had a quick look, and Big Yin is a full 500 SR higher than Key.
Right, that usually doesn't happen without a reason. And it looks like teams are content to poke right now. The Orisa setup on high, the pulled pork combo, doesn't really seem to be getting any picks at the moment. Thanks to that Rein Shield, when you pull anyone behind the Rein Shield, you're going to pull the Rein too. A hook goes out, no thing getting taken. And Diamond Foxes, they are just taking as much cart potential as they can. Lucio on Key Lime Child picking up a nice little pick on Chesh. And I don't think Uwu has yet to touch the cart until just now. Now it looks like they're finally ready to make a contest, but it's almost too late. There's almost 10 meters left, and a big purple grenade comes out from Cypher, meaning that that's 2 characters dead. Uwu, however, is on fire. And now that they finally decided to contest, the battle goes completely in their favor. Looks like almost every member of Diamond Fox is going to get taken out. That is a team wipe.
Yep. And we did just get to have a little interesting display of Big Yin taking on Key on top of the petrol garage. Or the gas station. That's the word I'm trying to think of the American.
Gas station in uncivilized countries, and that definitely forced Key off the Hanjo. It seems like that was not a fight they were willing to partake of any further as that Genji comes out. Let's see if they manage to stick together. Chesh, however, now on that Tracer. I am concerned. Early Dragons comes out. Getting that Lucio, that's a big source of heals that's not going to be present anymore, and it looks like they have decided this fight is no longer worth fighting. Good withdrawal. That's the kind of snappy decision-making you want to see. You lost your Lucio, just get out.
That's exactly what I was asking. When you've lost the fight, just back out. You've got plenty of time here. You've made a good first push. Just wait, collect yourselves, and then go in as one. Don't make any unnecessary risks and try and force it. Don't let yourself get shot in the face by Big Yin.
Now, I definitely appreciate the sentiment there, and now it seems Uwu has realized that they're not willing to contest the cart without all 6 members of their team, and that can honestly be a bit of a problem. A 5v6 is not unwinnable, and the loss of Combo Breaker on the Doomfist wasn't exactly what I would call a fight-breaking loss. Lucio for sure, but losing that damage when Key is able to do so much, and you have 4 ults in the bank, like that grab that just comes out. Big purple. Oh my goodness! What a firm counter to that grab as they try to dive in on a purple team, only to have K-Boogie rip out his ult, and yet, the kill feed is completely split.
And I don't know if you saw what happened there, but Tiger charged that Graviton, hit it close enough to actually pick someone up, but then got booped back and pushed back by K-Boogie, so he slammed into back from the thing with Tracer attached to him.
Yeah. It's just that kind of cluster that happens. Everyone's pressing Q at the same time. It's difficult to see what's happening. Sometimes the kill feed's your only friend. Thank God they updated the kill feed to show how they died. It's the only source of info we have. And unbelievably, despite the quantity of ults that got thrown out from both sides, Uwu has stabilized entirely, picks up a stagger kill. Now their whole team's to there. A 6 on the cart move from Uwu, and
this is kind of rough now. There's 7 seconds here.
They have a lot of
Combo Breaker's going for it. Combo Breaker has touched. We're okay. Dragons come out. Are they going to get anything? As Tiger's moving up, Meteor Strike comes down. Big Daddy is out of it. Dragon Blade comes out. He takes down Shesh. Excellent work. Combo Breaker down. Takes down Big Yin. That's what he needs to do. Cypher's down. This fight could be won. There we go. Ronan gets taken out as the second last, and K-Boogie is out of it.
I think I heard the whole hog come out there for a second, and I think he was immediately slept by Cypher before dying. Or sorry, by plural. I think that was a brilliant alt cancel. If K-Boogie had been allowed to fire at will, I think that would have been the end. But, like you said, just Diamond Foxes completely wiping him out. That's what we wanted to see.
That was the fight they needed, and that's what, we want to see. We want this to go on a bit long. It's only 20 past 1. So, what have we got going on? Ooh, Combo Breaker taking down Cheese straight away.
No more of that backline bombing. That's no bueno.
Ooh, Combo Breaker gets slept though by Cypher as he was in midair. But he managed to get out completely unannihilated. Big slam there. Is he going to be able to fit? No. How did Cypher avoid that charge?
I have no idea. It's always a shame when you're a Reinhardt to get your shatter, only to realize that through miscommunication or something, no one was there to follow up. It looks like Diamond Foxes are able to capitalize on it a tad, but it wasn't a decisive ult, and now the kills are starting to come in on both sides. Of course, the Big Yin back on the field means that Tree Chunk's starting to start getting thrown into heads. That is until Combo Breaker breaks the tide, and with amazing use of his cooldowns, rips apart a damage dealer, a tank, and now it's just Diamonds on the cart.
And to be fair, he got nano boosted there, and then managed to miss almost every single one of his abilities. Right up until that uppercut. But that was the most important uppercut because it was on the Big Yin. And with him put down, it was only a matter of time then, unfortunately, because it does seem like now that Yin's being countered a bit more and being focused so heavily, that Uwu aren't having much teeth.
It's true. You know, you see that once they've got that player, they tend to switch off and try to do something else. But Soundbearer's coming out. That's a lot of ults getting spent. A big bomb comes out, taking both Ana and Zarya in the backline. Ronan pulls off a massive charge on the Diamond Fox's Tiger, and it does not matter in the slightest as the Diamond Foxes completely obliterate Uwu. One single Ana pushing the cart. That was a pretty decisive fight. They had to spend a lot of ults to do it. Chesh now picks up a late kill as he probably... Oh, and then Contextus with Key, but that's a Genji far out of place as the Big Yin moves in. He still manages to pick up the Junkrat kill. That's going to be huge for building up that blade. He's got it. We have big DPS ults coming in.
Big shatter there. Charge gets nothing. Kills Ronan, and he's somehow still alive while Key is in the back, just absolutely annihilating the back line. And now he brings out the Dragon Blade just to make sure that nothing can get on the point. Dragons are coming out from spawn, but that's not going to be able to do anything. They can't contest the point with those dragons, unfortunately. I thought it was all going to go to hell there because it went all scattergun, but he managed to win the key battle in the... Oh, bugger, I've just said that. He did manage to win that key battle against the Junkrat in the backline against Quiche, and then from there, he just took apart the Ana and somehow managed to get Big Yin. And yeah, that was a lot of work from Key there, who did amazingly well.
Unbelievable, honestly, from Diamond Foxes there. Despite their main tank getting separated from the team, the rest of them managed to stay together and put the picks on Uwu, such that they won that fight. They're coming up on the line once again. Like you said, Key on the Genji manages to take out that DPS early, And then that same cluster develops. We get the dragons coming out on the stall on the cart, and Diamond Foxes just sticks together. They put the kills in, they stick with their teammates, and they push the cart to victory. And they even have 1:08 left on the clock.
Yeah, and that's amazing considering they were in first point. They had 7 seconds left to get someone to touch it, and they just got all 3. It just goes to show you how snowbally these escort maps can be. If you don't put a decent fight on that second point, you are going to get rolled. And rolled they did get. They just didn't take the time to just collect themselves, pull back, and go in as one group. It was so scrappy from Uwu there. They were getting yiffed all up and down the map.
Yeah, that second point is a great way for teams to make up time, especially when you take the first point in overtime, and then all of a sudden they've got a surplus coming into point C. It looks like Big Yin and Chesh are going to do that double sniper offense, which should have been dangerous for Combo Breaker, but he manages to escape by clever use of cooldowns. And now the cart has begun to move up to the choke. Diamond Fox is content to sit up top on the gas station, waiting for them to just make that push. That means ult charge for all the Reinhardts involved as fire strikes get traded. And now Big Yin and the snipers looking for those picks. A Sombra in the form of Key is going to wreak some havoc, but Chesh picks up that first kill on the Doomfist. That's one damage dealer down on Diamond Foxes, and that leaves it open for Uwu to start pressing a man advantage.
I don't know what happened to Key, because he was perfectly fine, but he got a little bit... decided to get the hell out of dodge. And he probably could have waited a little bit longer there before diving in. And now this defense is... They're doing well to hold on, but they're just bleeding numbers, and they're not backing off. Just get the hell out.
Yeah, the D.Va DMAC. And once again, Chesh proves that the ability to get that zoning dragons really actually matters. Despite not picking up any kills, they make the space on the payload. They invite Tiger to charge right in. That means that he is going to get utterly ripped apart, separated from his team, no heals. Nothing good happens from the Diamond Foxes. And with a surplus of 5 minutes plus, Uwu is cementing their dominance once again.
And Big Yin is not content with just that. He's already moved up by the second gas station, I want to say. No, Zed's garage.
The mechanic shop.
Zed's garage there, yeah. And he's just waiting for him to come out of spawn so we can start plinking heads again. You can see Key Lime's shield there is just loaded with arrows and bullets. And in fact, strangely, I seem to have a bullet just floating in midair right by where I'm spectating.
It's typically considered a waste of resources to play the shield break game, but it's definitely working out. But now it looks like Diamond Foxes have an answer for Uwu, and the answer is bullets, grenades, and fists. As the relics of the past, civilized age of fighting with your fisticuffs and your weapons. Fire Strike finishes off the Big Yin, but not before they manage to pick off that Ana.
Yeah, they figured out how to crack this, and it's just with swift, furious violence. Just quickly and aggressively get up in that front line. If you can, completely avoid Big Yin and just ignore him while you annihilate the rest of his team. And just hope that he just doesn't take you apart.
Yeah, now this is something I don't really agree with. They were playing pretty far up without that Ana to support them. I definitely appreciate Combo Breaker's ability to go into the backline, also loving Tiger blocking that shatter from Ronin. However, it looks like Uwu is now starting to take a little bit of a up here. Big meter strike's gonna come out soon. Let's see who he gets. He picks the Ana off. Good show from Diamond Fox. Really liking how they're sticking together with this. Team looks disparate, but you see Ana has sightlines to the main tanks and the off tank, pulling the heels on as he just goes absolutely ham.
See, normally it's the tanks that are creating space for their DPS, but in this circumstances, Combo Breaker is playing like the tank that you need Doomfist to be, and creating so much space by just displacing everyone, moving everyone around so they're not where they want to be and they're not where they're trying to coordinate themselves to be. And there's such a threat that he can just insta-give someone that is forced the team to completely change up their composition. Big Yin is now off of the Widowmaker, and that Dragon Theorem completely destroys his defensive hold. We've got Natalie come out that only got 1 kill.
That would normally be the point where we go absolutely crazy, but it's just when you see the Grav Dragons, the Dragon Ball as they like to say, come out like that, I'm just so tired. It's 8:28 where I'm casting from on the east coast of the US right now, and I am just so exhausted for Diamond Foxes.
It's so demoralizing to just manage to flat thing. Great counter. Oh my!
The shatter gets blocked and immediately returned. I'm really liking how Diamond Foxes has turned what should have been a point-winning push from Uwu into nothing more than a brawl. Big stalling bomb comes out with no main tank, however, that's too high in the sky to get any kills. Common D.Va mistake. D.Va gets popped out of the mech, however, here come the spawns, now at a heavy advantage from the Diamond Foxes. What is this, K-Boogie? Stop it! You're out of control! This is not fair!
And decent stall there, but Combo Breaker coming out and not managing to get any of those kills. And then K-Boogie just going wild.
Shield seemingly permanently on uptime. Charge at almost absolute maximum. He's still now looking at a Grav, and he's only down to 60% charge. That's that glorious Zarya patch coming. Reflected Fire Strike, that's really nifty to see. Don't usually get to see that unless you're playing the Mystery Heroes. A rally, however, coming out for Diamond Fox. This means that is a lot of HP to deal with. Big Grav comes out. Here comes Space Jam. Oh, but the dragons. The dragons coming out. They don't actually get any of the kills, but they shouldn't get any of the kills right away. But it looks like Plural coming out of spawn gets caught as well as the D.Va. And that's really going to be devastating for Diamond Foxes, who have been doing a great job holding, but now 2 minutes coming up on the point with a major advantage.
And this is going to be so demoralizing. Done such great work defending. See if this Dragon Blade gets anything. Nope.
The Brigitte switch was clutch.
Oh, that shatter though, lovely, but he's not managed to capitalize it. They've not managed to get any kills from them.
Having the Shatter Fire Strike come out and then getting shattered yourself, but you still lost your Ana, you lost your heals, and here comes the big stalls. Key on the Tracer gets dead immediately. Combo Breaker switching to the Lucio. This fight's definitely going to Uwu. 5 of them on fire. If you're not on fire, well, Cypher, you put in a lot of work, so we forgive you. But good lord, Uwu. That's going to be definite advantage for you on Dorado. Not by much, though.
No, that's only 30 seconds different.
The last fight was...
though, I feel like Diamond Foxes are going to be tilting off the face of the planet. Because they put up a great defense on that second point, and then it just came apart. And they weren't able to do anything about these Grav Dragons. They didn't have anyone that was... They didn't have a Zen to try and transcendence them. The D.Va wasn't able to eat any of it. And, you know, as soon as that Grav comes out, your D.Va has got to be swinging themselves around with that defense matrix, trying to lock onto the Hanzo, because you know it's coming.
And you can definitely see that Diamond Foxes, I think, is taking that to heart. We see Plural now setting up definitively on the Zenyatta. Not sure if that's going to stay. They're still hanging out in a place where they can still easily switch. But I think that if they're tilted or not, they've definitely taken the lesson they've learned to heart.
I'm tilting from it, and I'm not even playing.
No one likes getting hit by a Dragon Ball. You just feel so bloody helpless. And now, let's see, they are sticking with that Zenyatta. They're doing a Zenyatta Mercy, which is a combo you like to see, but don't really get to see often. We have the Rez Discord coming out. We have a triple tank and only a Sombra on damage. This is going to be really rough for them to pull out. If they can focus that discorded target, that's definitely going to be in for them, but you also need someone on the cart, lads.
So the problem is they're going up against a triple support, and as soon as Tiger jumps in there, he's going to get stunned buggery by Big Yin, and then he's going to instantly just get annihilated by the team that's still stood around him. He's got Cypher that can sleep him. He's got Chesh with that's the word I was looking for, the Storm Arrows. So they've decided not to try and contest that high ground. They've waited for them to come down to come down to them. And they're going 1-for-1, but because they've got the Mercy, they have been able to bring it back up. He doing great work here. And Big Yin is, I know Brigitte's, some people say, is overpowered, but he can't win a 3v1.
Well, that was exactly what Diamond Foxes needed to do. Holy moly. They took the discorded targets, they tore them apart, and then they went on from there. And of course, we have now the last minute contest, but if
Big
so
Daddy
now,
was still alive there, and no one's on the point. Point. Oh, on the point. Why did you use trance? Stay on the point. Stay on the point. The point. The point. The point.
oh, they got it back. That was a very
Playing with
close
my heart
C9.
here.
I don't understand, but that's a big purple grenade on Plural, and he does get taken out. K-Boogie now, Chesh doing the work. The grav. Oh no, not the grav. And it doesn't. Oh, the
And
big
the shatter as well.
Big shatter.
But another nano boost. That's going to put an end to it. Unless Tiger can pull something out of his behind. Shoits, are you going to be able to do anything? No, you sleep. Drop me. Get your ass back up. You're high charge. You need to kill some people.
That's the ult economy right there. If you're in overtime, you initiate those ults. You initiate as soon as you think you can. But that was totally an advantage on Uwu's side. They knew all they had to do was come back to that point just before it hit point A and drop literally everything. That's exactly what they did, and they prevented them from picking up that last point.
And Key's got to be frustrated there because he had
Absolutely.
his diva. He could have dropped it, but he just didn't get the opportunity to, or he just chose not to for whatever reason. And then not being able to get back to the point. What some people don't realize is as soon as it hits overtime, the respawns slow right down. So what would have just been 10 seconds turns into 15, 20, and those are the longest 15 or whatever the hell it is seconds of your life when it's one or two people on the point and you're thinking, please just let me get alive, let me try and get to it, I need to get that, I need to get there, I need to do something, don't let this end, don't let this end. But it does.
Making sure your picks are on point, making sure that you're focusing your targets. You gotta stay on the point. You gotta make sure that you keep them from getting on the point. And even despite Big Daddy Toot getting obliterated as he was trying to get away and get back to his team, that should have been the big clincher, and it wasn't. Uwu managed to come back. Now they have a minute 38 to get to that exact same point. This is by no means a finished map.
Definitely not. All they need is a victory up here early on, and they can maybe get 2 fights out of this on defense. But no, they're just going to decide to play it back, play a bit further back. They are playing a triple tank with combo breaking on that Roadhog, so we'll have to see how it goes for Diamond Fox here. But this is do or die now.
It's interesting to see both teams play that poke. It sucks because Uwu has to wait for that cart to get to a good point, and Diamond Foxes gets to control the pace of the fight. Vianen gets a big purple and gets finished off by the Fire Strike. That's huge. K-Boogie then counters completely on the key, and that's going to get res. Thanks to Mercy, it's back to 6-5. Now, Diamond Foxes just get shattered immediately. Ronan building his ultimate in an amazing pace, and that's so many kills coming in for Uwu. That's a team wipe almost coming in now with Key being the last member standing. That's it now.
That's the end of it. No one's going to be able to get back.
Diamond Foxes pulls out the Lucio. They're bringing up the shatter. They have a Diva and the Reinhardt charging in. Can anyone make it? But they had people waiting for them. Diva! The contest just close enough to grab being misplaced. And now the ult's coming back in for the other side. Diamond Fox is whipping out all the stops.
And the counter shot from Tiger. Just perfect to keep it going. Come on, lads, you can do this.
Big purple. It's the purples. It's always the purples ruining fights for everyone. Now the onus is on Uwu. Are they going to be able to get back in time? I don't think so.
He's just take down Key Lime, and they're getting close. They're not going to be able to touch it.
It's done.
Oh!
Unbelievable.
That was so clutch.
Oh, we saw it happen to Uwu, and we didn't think Diamond Foxes would have it in the end, but look at that! They do the exact same thing. They come back in with all the ults. The Grav not close enough to that door to keep that Diva from contesting, keeping them in the game. This is painful. It's always painful to see a Nano Blade go down.
Yeah. But, oh my lord, that was so close. That was that was less than a meter. I think that was at 0.3.
It was in the points. It was definitely in the tenths.
Ah, bloody.
Well, I'm lucky it's only 8:30.
Emotions.
It's only 8:30 where I am, so I can actually go to bed after my high goes down. I feel really bad for Wonder Sauce.
We've still got one more map.
Yeah, this isn't going to be fun.
2-2.
Yeah, this is it. So this will now be the actual deciding map of the game, which means we have to go to a control point map.
Now, we've already had Oasis,
Oh no,
so...
it's Busan.
Oh, no. This is
Oh
actually
no.
good for Diamond Foxes, because a couple of the points are really good for your tank-heavy maps.
Yeah.
The Shrine map and the Mecha base are really good for tank-heavy compositions. The one that's going to be a bit of an issue is gonna be the city streets one with the karaoke bars and all that.
Right.
That can be so dominated by a good Widow.
Yep. It's
And
Busan. Yeah, Busan just being such it's difficult to talk about Busan these days. We haven't seen a lot of players play on it yet, and we have three really, really different maps. We have the Drum, the Sanctuary, with one of the actual smallest points in the game area-wise. It's just really tight, and actually taking that space is clutch. Then you have City Center. Like Wondersaw said, this is Widowmaker heaven. And then, of course, just to make things nice and consistent, you have the Mecha Bay, which is just an absolute, I don't know if I can say the word, blank show. Just unbelievably. Like, it's a map. We actually have a map with changing geography. You have walls that go up and down. And if you mistime the wall, I've seen it. I've seen the McCree. He throws on the Deadeye. He's ready. And the wall rides up right in front of him.
that is the ultimate cock block.
Just pure, and like, again, you got to plan around that kind of thing. And the altitude changes are just unbelievably difficult to deal with for, let's say, a Reinhardt, which we've seen a lot out of both of these teams.
See, that's where I think I disagree with you, because I find that Reinhardt that's his best map on the Busan setup.
Ah.
Because all you've got to do, you have to take control of that high ground first. You clear off whoever the hell's on there, then you can drop down to the point. And it's so open up there that you can get off some fatty shatties.
That's an excellent point, though.
Yeah, it comes down to just saying that Tiger's probably having a smoke after that clutch. Yeah,
I can't really blame him.
Oh, my hands would be shaking after that, because that was so tight. But yeah, no, you need to control that high ground. The point is deceptive, because you think that you've got to go straight to the point, deal with that, work on that. But if you just go straight to the point, you've given up all the high ground all the way around you, 360 degrees, for people just to pick at you as and when they please.
It's true. That's that classic, I guess, mistake of, do you want point? Do you want map control? And we see it time and time again. The team that gets map control is ultimately going to be the one that takes the map.
Now, unfortunately for Diamond Foxes, we're going first map that can be good fun for Widow.
Firenin locking the big yin. Lock it in that Widow immediately.
Yes. So, if I was Diamond Foxes and I wanted to win this, I would be going around the left-hand side here and trying to stay in cover for as long as possible. You completely ignore everything I just said about Mecha Base and the high ground, because you can't contest it. Play the point. There is lots of stuff to break up sight lines and to allow you to stay out of the way and not give Big Yin the space he needs. Well, no, you're giving him all the space he needs, not giving him the sight lines that he needs to win this.
It's got to be in their minds. They've got to know that Big Yin's going to be coming out on the Widow. Let's see how Diamond Foxes reacts to this. Ubu, of course, is going to be going straight, and there they go. They're split, but they're going mid. No, lads, what are you doing? They split! Yes, excellent! They're going left. It looks like they're going to go straight to the point, not giving Big Yin that precious, precious sightline that he needs. Now it's opening up. They made it to the point first, thanks to that Lucio. Ooh, Lucio is getting traded immediately. That's 5v5 with a major healer. He thinking about going after the Widow. Wow, boy, did that end really quickly as Big Yin eliminates Chesh now on the Genji, ripping apart the last support. No. It's all falling apart.
Yeah, I've been specking Big Yin from that. I don't know what Key was thinking, because he tried to boost from where he was straight at Big Yin without using any defense matrix. So it was just a little double tap to Eva's face there in a little control unit. And then as soon as she popped out, she just got plinked straight in the noggin.
Yeah, and of course they already have sights up. They know exactly what you're going to try and do, Diamond Foxes. If this were the League, they would of course hunker down because a Widowmaker in League is an absolute menace. Now, Big Yin of course is pretty dangerous, but we're not operating at that level. However, Key on the Diamond Foxes is starting to rip it out, and then of course Big Yin picks up a support to trade. So now we've got healers missing on both sides. It's a solid 5v5. Diamond Foxes seem a little split with their tanks up front coming up. Big rally comes in now. Key, now with his defense matrix in hand, goes to disrupt the Big Yin, and the kills start coming in for Diamond Foxes, but that's a big shatter that never really happened because it got slept, and yet, however, what were we talking? The follow-up. Diamond Foxes makes it happen.
Yep, Key Lime Child was there, right next to his Reinhardt, which every Lucio, I will say to you, there's two things you want to do. You want to make sure you stay near your Ana, and you want to say you stay near your Rein. Now that's not always possible, but as soon as your Rein starts to move forward, you get on his ass and speed boost him in to do stuff and support him. Then you can just always turn around and drop back to your Ana. So,
Shatter. Oh, wow. I love seeing a Reinhardt in purple with 25% health left get bubbled and then nanoed. And yet, however, it doesn't matter. Tiger gets ripped apart by Chesh on the Pharah. It's nice to see a Pharah other than Key exercising some rocket dominance. And it looks like Uwu is going to be picking up this point as they clean up the rest of the Diamond Foxes, is what I'd like to say. But they are putting up quite the fight with the bubbles and the grenades flying high. Key picking up Big Yin on the Hanzo. And a Ronin thrown out of Shatter, blocked completely by Tiger. And Diamond Foxes will maintain control of the point as they start dropping ults, cementing their dominance, picking up the Pharah kill. It's all left to Big Daddy Toot, but contesting here doesn't buy you anything, and he is going to get chased away.
That stall coming out from Plurl and Schultz was absolutely incredible.
Gives me the shivers. Ooh! Not today, cowboy.
Big Yin from Uptown, just raining in death above. He does have dragons here as well. So
no, don't do it. No.
Oh,
wow.
You knew where he was. Now you. Oh.
Big shatter comes back from Tiger, but it ultimately amounts to nothing. It's just, it sucks to see it. The dragons come out. You avoid the death thanks to a very well-timed sound barriers, but the team was there to follow up.
Yeah, and you know, a moral victory for Key there.
Absolutely.
Anytime a Baby Diva kills a DPS character, their head in shame. To the
Just
point he switched off Hanzo and he's gone to Doomfist.
I mean, I can't honestly blame him. To be fair, they need one more fight to win this, and Doomfist has that pick potential to make it happen. And they've got that nano boost coming in. However, from the Diamond oh no, here it comes, boom, oh wow, what a shatter! 5 hits, Uwu comes in, they don't pick up any kills until the very end, until the baguette Big Daddy Toops Lucio picks it up. Nano boost on both the Reinhardts. This used to be the meta for such a long time. Tiger's purpled, however, so he's going to be the one to fall. Uwu maintains control of the point, and now it looks like dominance has completely flipped.
And Keyline just threw himself off the edge there to try and spawn with his team, but they're not going to be able to touch. They are. He's just managed to get there in time. Let's bust out something special. Instant DMEC though. And Schultz, you're going to be able to stall. He has shown himself to be quite competent at it. No, he gets booped over the edge. But Tiger is up. No,
Tiger is down! Wow.
So, first map couldn't be closer. 100 going to Uwu.
This is a nice refreshing change from that first control map in which we saw 100 to zip, and it didn't really matter what anyone did. Now we see this is extremely close. That city center map initially dominated by the Big Yin, and however, boy did Diamond Foxes have the answer, bringing it 100 to a 95. Now, however, we have Diamond Foxes fighting for their lives for the very finals. There's one more victory here, and this is, again, that Sanctuary, that tank-heavy space-controlling map with lots of flanks.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see what the hell. I don't know why Combo Breaker is on Soldier. I don't know that he's particularly strong on this.
I've never seen it. Oh boy, am I excited now. Holy moly, we have Combo Breaker and his Diamond Foxes. He doesn't even take the high ground. He's just setting up right on the point. What are they doing? This is excellent. I love it. They're meleeing with a ranged team. Unbelievable. They're sitting on the point. They want dominance in that tiny, tiny space, forcing Uwu to come into play.
The problem is that with Big Yin being completely uncontested there, but he takes out Chesh. That's good. I was going to say that Tiger's going to have a hard time in this shield up and stopping those arrows from raining in. But what they're doing is they're using that big drum to block off most of the damage.
It's brilliant. They've managed to take control of the point, getting Precious charge. The shatters, big shatters coming in from both sides. And it looks like it's going to go to Diamond Foxes. Brilliant control of the point, making sure that they're the ones who take it. And now they get to call the shots.
Tiger came up so clutch in that. He is putting on his big boy pants today and just saying, I am going to carry this. I don't give a crap. I am not dying. There are so many moments of individual brilliance coming out from Diamond Fox here, where they're just taking it in turns to try and do the carrying. And
yeah, I'm loving the pressure. That pressure that the soldiers bringing out. Big Yin sets up on the left flank. Big Grav comes in, and that's going to be the team. Holy...
No, it was...
Unbelievable! How did they even do it? They get the right
back into it.
But it's the follow-up. The follow-up is unreal. Despite a couple picks from Diamond Foxes, Uwu maintains absolute dominance, keeping their 3 ults in the bank. Chesh has that very, very deadly Tracer Bomb, as we've seen. That was a lot of charge from Diamond Foxes, though.
And Diamond Foxes didn't throw out any ults themselves there, other than the sound barrier.
Discipline.
So they've still got 4 ults coming out, almost 5, with Tiger's Shatter coming up very soon. But they are going into both support ults on the opposite team.
Ooh.
And that Tracer Bomb that did absolutely nothing.
Here comes the sights shooting straight into it, and he
Nano
picked off the Ana, who was not behind the Reinhardt shield and does not get the advantage. That's a 3K for Combo Breaker. Good lord, what a monster. Big Yin comes in on the Doofus. That's not going to be enough. They're going to take this point. Lickety-split. Uwu
2 ults, all they needed. Lovely.
And now they've still got the ult advantage. Right now, Uwu's looking at Shatter and Grav coming online at about the same time, but Diamond Fox already has it.
Right, so what do Uwu need to do here?
They've got to get that. I think this is it can't be a dry push unless they are willing to risk it all in an overtime. They have to take the point now. It's not enough. They have to drop that sound barriers, and they did. The Grav is now spent. No pickups from it. Shatter goes out from Tiger, and it's great! It stops the rampaging Ronin Reinhardt from doing any more damage. But the trades... Lord, the trades are coming in. But it's ultimately going to favor Uwu as Ronin starts going to work. He gets slept, but it doesn't matter. His team's there to pick up the slack. One Shoit's ready to take that into overtime. If you can just hang in there a little longer, then Diamond Foxes did exactly what they needed to do. Uwu takes the point back with 40% and 3 ults coming back online. But here comes Diamond Foxes.
They do only have a self-destruct here, but they've got plenty of time. They've got 50%. Just take their time. Do a dry run. Just try and build up smoke charge. Poke up. Get that Nano Visor up again and see if you can bust out it in the same way that you did the last fight. Try and get that sound barrier up. You just got...
Oof, they went in early. They forced the Grav. No kills are really coming out right now, and that's a big shatter on Shoit's, though. Grav is spent. Big Purple comes in. That's no healing. Sound barriers, however, overrides that completely. Kills now coming in for, and the big charge on the Cypher Ana in the back. That's bad for the... Oof, my bones. What's happening, my boys? You're falling apart. The point's going back. You're not going to hold on to it long enough. Stalkomp's coming out. 6 on the point for Diamond Foxes. Here comes the Hammond. Here comes the Lucio coming into spawn. Overtime's been set, and we are going to a 3rd round on Busan. Another close one.
Yeah, guys, just completely ignore what I say. All you want to do is immediately go in and win the fight. Just do that. That's forehead.
Like, it's such a wonderful thing to see a Reinhardt go charging after a backline Ana, and their cooldowns are missing. They ain't got nothing left to stop you. They catch you. They hit the surface. Bam. Now it's a 6-4.
Yeah, I think he was actually going for the Zarya that but missed.
Yeah.
and it's just one of those where, like, Zarya jumps out the way, And Anna's just stood there like, oh, I can't believe you've done this to me.
You're supposed to tank for me. You're the tank, for God's sake.
I could have healed you. You're supposed to be one of us.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the absolute maximum last match of Overwatch, Ascender's Cup. We have the high ground fight going on. Both teams forsaking any advantage one might have. This is completely level ground. Swinging away. We have the fire strikes. We got the Zarya bubbles. Heals getting dropped. Still running that soldier, which I super like right now because of all these wonderful high grounds to take advantage of. Shields are down on either side, but it looks like Diamond Fox is rotating to the point, trying to catch that early percentage. They are not going to be contested in time, and the point goes to them. Fight still raging with no picks at all. This is an absolute madhouse.
And exactly like you say, the doors come up at just the wrong time there for what they call Uwu, because they weren't able to get to the point. They went to contest it, Ronan went to step off. But the problem with these two comps right now is, with the soldier, Tiger's going to be losing that Rhine battle because there's a Brigitte on the other time that's going to be stunning him and letting Ronan get off any shatter he wants at any time. That's a nice 30%, and they didn't use ults there, so they're coming back with 6 ults.
And I think the dragons got eaten by the D.Va before she died. I think that went out and just didn't happen. So Uwu takes the point. They essentially waste almost all of their arts. They've got a lovely Grav waiting in the background, and of course a Nano to back it up. But that's in the face of 6 ults from Diamond Foxes, who must preempt this fight if they're going to take it. And they are. They are swinging straight in. But a big separation! Tiger gets separated from his team. Sound Barriers gets forced out. Nano Boost gets forced out. And Combo Breaker with those sights picks off the Lucio. That's 1 healer down. And now, however, Uwu's going to even up the percentage, even up to 5v5 now. Team's on the point, and Chesh is just going absolute ham and gets taken out as a result. And now we have, once again, the brawl on the point. Uwu still maintaining definitive map control, however, forcing the Diamond Foxes into a very small choke. And that is 3 ults spent by Diamond Foxes and absolutely nothing to show for it.
Yeah, it's 50% now. That means they've got 2 fights at a maximum if they don't take this point.
They have...
I would say Combo Breaker's moved across off the soldier and on Junkrat. He needs to get, I think he needs to get on the Brigitte to allow a bit more stall. That self-destruct gets absolutely sweet fatty Arbuckle. But that, what's it? He really gets taken down. But the dragons in that corridor, that's what you got to worry about. Tiger threw out his shatter last fight as well. Nothing. I think he got interrupted.
Oh
and now
no. The stagger to end all staggers.
Oh, that was
insult to injury.
Brutality.
Which is a shame because they literally have to contest now without a full team. Combo Breaker being the sole damage dealer on this team with only 25% ult. Now Key switching over to the Tracer to get back on the point on time. Here comes the Grav! What a great...
And Nano Ryan, is he going to be able to do anything? But the reverse grabs come out as well, the counter grab. Tiger put down, yes! Tiger, come on, clutch this, you can do this!
A Tiger gets completely wiped, but then he also gets picked off. They take the point back. This is still a game.
Back in time.
This is unbelievable.
Oh,
now,
come on, lads. Keyline Child, get everyone back in. Get them speed boosted in before their team comes back. You've still got plenty of time.
Uwu is looking
up on the high ground.
3 major ults from Uwu, though. This is not going to be pretty. They have the 2 defensive ults and that all-powerful Ronin Shatter. Just eating fire strikes on the other side from Diamond Foxes, and they are going straight to point. They know they only need 1 fight to win this, and they have the sustain to do it. Big Shatter comes out, and if that Lucio, there it is.
Oh, no.
They shattered you, they killed you, they came, they saw, they conquered. Uwu exercises complete dominance on the point, absolutely massacring, and Diamond Foxes writes out the GGs because, ladies and gentlemen, you have your Ascenders Cup champions in the form of Uwu.
Yep, and that was a dominant performance in the end there on that last point, that last fight. They just crushed it. I don't know how Tiger dropped his shield. He should have... He's done such a good job of blocking so many ults. He has been fantastic. I mean,
and here it is.
He's actually in a Grav right now.
And this is it, right here. This is when they took the point back. They had it. They were doing such a fantastic job, and it's such a shame. Absolute excellent performance from both sides. We've been saying absolute a lot, but I feel like it's merited. Such
Yeah.
excellent Overwatch has been played.
You know, they tried so hard and they got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
I really, really, really want to emphasize how excellent of a defense, of a push Diamond Foxes put up all the way. They took it all the way to maximum Game 5, the third round of Game 5. Really well done. But again, the props got to go out to the victors.
Yep, I do want to say great work from Diamond Foxes. You've done amazingly great show for us today. But Uwu were just that bit stronger in the end and managed to push them over the edge. And yeah, some great Overwatch coming out from both teams. Both of them really doing themselves proud and putting in a great showing, leaving everything on the table, playing their hearts out. If you would say your MVP player for Uwu, who's it got to be?
If I had to pick an MVP player for Uwu, I think it's got to be Ronan. I really do. But then, just the minute I said it, it's Big Yin.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
Big
really
Yin.
liked Ronan. I think that between the two main tanks, Tiger was the better main tank.
Yeah, I really do.
He was getting one up on him, and it was just through sheer dominance of Big Yin that
The picks, the sheer volume of picks that the man was putting up on the board.
it was a really great to see. Frustrating as a tank main when you see, the big guys come up. We're stood there with a shield for ages, and finally,
Yep.
And the team's all dead behind you, and you're like, "Come on, I want it."
It's such a pain. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. Wonder Sauce, take us out.
Yeah, thank you for joining us tonight. I've been Wonder Sauce. You've been spectating's been done today by Lazy. Probably done a fantastic job, although I've not seen any of it.
Hey yo.
Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, thank you for joining us. There we are. Could have rambled on